All right, so we got the very first regular season game now in the books for what I believe the 12th straight year. The Browns start out 0-1. You know, it was even worse than I thought too. I didn't have very high expectations for this game or even this team in general throughout the whole season. But you know, the first, and look, as bad as the first half was, it was still only 13-10 at halftime, leaving you some hope that maybe with a few minor adjustments on both sides of the ball, they could maybe perhaps pull out a W here. Then it quickly, you know, and they get their touchdown in the first half. We'll go with the bright spots first, you know. There wasn't very many of them. They did complete 2 long passes, although the long pass to Coleman, I don't even, you know, that was just kind of a busted play. Threw a deep ball into triple coverage. You know, Coleman kind of outran it, and he stopped and went back for it. You know, it was a nice play for him to make the catch. Good on RG3 to throw it down there, but, you know, it wasn't exactly the greatest play, even though it turned out to a 58-yard gain. Then another one to Pryor, threw a deep ball down the sideline. A play Pryor made a nice play on for 44 yards. Crowell did get a rushing touchdown today. Got a field goal in there for the total of 10 points. The offensive line had moments where it looked like, all right, you know, they're protecting him. You know, he's getting just a split second of time. But as the game wore on, you know, they sacked RG3 3 times. They had him under pressure a lot in the second half. And boy, you know, one thing I noticed on, I think it was the Connor Barwin sack, he didn't even get that great of a shot on RG3. Well, first of all, he beat Joe Thomas around the edge, and I think RG3, yeah, you know, he probably sensed it there, but he's like, that's Joe Thomas, I'm good. Well, he wasn't good because Connor Barwin got the sack, and he didn't really get a clean lick on him. You know, it didn't take a whole lot to put RG3 down. You know, this is the first time I've looked at him as, boy, he's not very big, is he? And then that play there at the end, you know, where it looked like he was trying to rush for the first down. Had a nice run, took a nice hit, or not a nice hit if you're him, I suppose. Or as a Browns fan, it wasn't a nice hit. I was borderline dirty. So anyhow, he took that shot and he looked a little woozy afterwards. And so I don't know. Did I cover the bright spots? A rushing touchdown, a couple deep balls. It was 13-10 at halftime. Then they got the botch snap over his head out of the end zone for a safety, making it 15-10. And pretty much Philadelphia never looked back. Went down and scored, making it 22-10. And you just felt like at that point, after seeing what the Browns offense had done through 2.5 quarters, 3 quarters, they just weren't coming back. Carson Wentz had a nice day for the Eagles, 270-something yards, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Matthews, big day at receiver. Matthews, big day running the ball. So they had some bright spots. The one interception that RG3 threw was tipped by the lineman. You know, wasn't totally on RG3 there. Just a nice play by the guy for the Eagles to tip it and to make the interception. So, you know, the Eagles did what they needed to do. You know, I don't know how excited they should be about their season. It's kind of tough to tell. You're going against Cleveland, so you just really don't know. It was kind of like their 5th preseason game in a way. So I don't know. You know, it was worse than I thought. You know, I laughed when people were saying 0-16. I was like, that's hard to do. You know, it's not easy to go 0-16. They're going to win a few games in there. You know, 3-13 more likely. I don't know. I'd say if I'm going to do a preview video every game this year like I did for this Eagles game, I might not pick them in a single game. The Bengals almost lost. That almost got me excited. Rooting for Dayton native Mike Nugent to botch that. We're not talking about the Bengals. I'm F. Zappa 20. We're back for Brown season. Thanks for joining me. And better luck next week, I guess. Go Bucks.